Welcome to Red Dead 2, and thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to learn how to make a small game arrow, and one of the key ingredients you need for this is the flight feather, which is right over here. That you have to get a special way. Now, there's two other items you'll need as well. That's the arrow, which can be purchased at a store or a gun shop, and of course, shotgun shell casings, which can also be purchased at a store or a gun shop. So now let's tackle the question of getting that flight feather. You may or may not have noticed that behind us are some birds. As long as the birds can fly and they're, not small game, if you shoot them, they're probably going to give you a flight feather. At least that's been my experience almost every time they yield a flight feather, which is very important because that's what we need to craft a small game arrow. So we need to go ahead and shoot them however you want, and then of course pluck the feathers out after you've taken them out. Now in this case, we've actually shot 3 birds, so that means we're going to pluck the feathers out of 3 different birds, which will take a little bit of time, but it also means that we'll have more small game arrows that we can potentially craft with all the flight feathers that we're getting, as you can see on the right side of the screen. And they also yield a bunch of other stuff too that you can sell at your local meat market or trapper. All right, we're getting ready to craft now. What you're going to want to do is call up your weapons wheel. And you're going to do that using the L1 button. Now we're looking to craft. We're going to go R1 to items. And then at the very bottom, there's 2 different options for crafting. You can either set up the campfire, or you can push R2 or L2 and just go straight to craft. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. Depending on how much time you got, I generally, if I'm just crafting arrows, prefer to do the second one with a bowl. So I'm going to go with that one right here. And you can see there's a bunch of different crafting options. We're under provisions. We're going to keep hitting R1 until we get to ammo. And then what we're going to do is go down to the very bottom right there. And we're going to select arrow small game. And we're going to begin to craft. There's one little caveat I'm going to explain in just a minute. And that is, it says we can craft 4 of them, so we're crafting. But we're only able to craft 2, and the reason why is you're only allowed to have 40 small game arrows. Only allowed to have 40. So we are going to hit the circle button to leave. And we're pretty much all set then. And like I said earlier, alternatively, you could set up a campfire and craft arrows while you're sitting by the fire and stuff. So a couple different options there. Just make sure you have the flight feather, of course, and buy your arrow and shotgun shell casings at the store if you have not already. And of course, that is going to wrap this up. I am signing out. Thank you for watching, and good luck.